Yo, welcome to the Platt's Picks pod. I'm your host, Smitty. This could not, it would not be the Platt's Picks pod without Platt. What is going on?
What's going on, man? How are you? How was your betting weekend?
Um, let's see. You know what? Let's take a look at it. I'll give you the exact number that I was up.
Okay.
Last 7 days. This is a hilarious number. I mean, it's profitable, so that's good. I'm up $35.
Hey, still in the green.
I'm up. I'm green. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last 30 days, though, up $300.12.
There we go. Okay.
All time, up $532.01. I don't know where that penny came from.
In that 1 cent.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, we were seeing a lot of green recently, which is obviously good. If you are not in the Discord, highly recommend you get in the Discord. You can just be cashing literally pretty much every day on soccer right now
Legit.
with what's going on there.
Dude, the funny thing was, like, I saw these plays getting posted yesterday, and I'm telling everything obviously, and then I hit that parlay. I couldn't name one soccer player on the field. Like, I was just watching it. I'm like, please score. Like, just score so I can win money.
Yeah, the one that we had today won as well.
Yeah.
I could not tell you the names of the two teams.
Exactly.
But we needed them to go to both score and go over 3.5 goals.
Yeah.
And there was 5 total goals and both teams scored. So yeah, we have like a soccer guru in our Discord and we're winning. We're cashing every single day. Herb is randomly like massively into soccer within the last couple years as well. But no, it's real. There's probably like 30-ish people I think in the Discord now.
Yeah, and Herb almost hit that plus 650 play too.
I know.
They ended up drawing, which sucks. But I mean, I had like $10-15 on Young Boys. It was plus 650 at the time.
I love that name, by the way.
Yeah, and then it went down to like 450. I'm like, oh, something's happening here.
Like, part of me, because of their name, just wants to place like a future bet for them to win the championship. Whatever league they're in. I don't even know what league they're in. But I saw that they were betting on Young Boys, and I'm like, okay, I don't know who this is, but I have to place a bet on this. All right, so let's jump into this. I know that the Steelers are playing a Thursday night game. No, this isn't a preview show for the Thursday night football game. We will talk about that game. However, we always kick off talking about our hockey bets, our NBA bets. NFL will actually be last this week because we don't have bowl games for a little bit. So really nothing to talk about with college football other than if we have time, we do want to talk about the Heisman, even though betting has closed on that race. So let's jump into the NHL. I do only have a couple of picks here in the NHL, I believe. Did they even save? Yes. Okay. So I have 2 plays here. I'm going, this game's going on now, so you guys might think I'm lying. Over 6 in Tampa Bay and Toronto. There's already 3 goals scored in the first period. So that looks pretty good. And then the other half of that parlay, it's a parlay, is Anaheim money line over the Jackets. They're tied at 1 right now.
Okay. My only 2 hockey plays are, I have the Wild money line. This is a 10:30 against the Sharks.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one, which I don't know how I feel about this now, but it's already locked and loaded, so you can't go back now. I have Edmonton money line against the Bruins. They're both straight bets. I decided to not do any parlays today.
I saw that people were taking Edmonton earlier today, and I was trying to figure out why.
Yeah.
David Pastrnak, Taylor Hall, and Craig Smith all missed the morning skate for the Bruins. So people were hurrying up placing bets thinking those 3 might not be playing. I'm pretty sure they're all good to go.
Yeah, so I might have just screwed myself there, but whatever.
So, I think people were just kind of taking a chance, probably not like putting too much on it, just sprinkling it, hoping that there was something there. But okay, I know that I've been hammering player props in the NHL with shot bets. I didn't even look at those today.
Yeah, I didn't look either.
I've just been all over the map. Actually, another couple of my bets that I have going right now are looking good too. One NBA play. I have Seth Curry over 3.5 assists at plus 320 odds. Okay. He has 3 assists after the first quarter.
Oh boy.
So plus 320. Yeah. I like it. He's got over this number. I know that he doesn't play a whole bunch of minutes. But he's done over this number in 4 of the last 5 games. So I adjusted this up from 1.5 to 3.5 to get that plus 320 juice. And looks like it's a pretty good bet so far.
Yeah.
And then my other one is to be Jeff Green over 11.5 points plus assists. Denver has San Antonio tonight. Jeff Green, for some reason, all of a sudden, a pretty big part of Denver's offense. With them, they've been pretty shorthanded. Obviously, Jamal Murray still hasn't played. They got a lot of injuries. Michael Porter Jr. has been injured. So he's actually been a relatively decent part of that offense. And this number, this isn't just points plus assists. I like him to go over 11.5.
Okay. Yeah, probably part of it is I think Michael Porter Jr. is out for the year.
Oh, anyway, is he out for the year? Oh,
that's what they were talking about, like his back or something. But that was his concern coming into the league. That's why
I was about to say, was that his same college injury?
Yeah, he messed up his back real bad. That's why he kept falling in the draft, and he just fell to like the perfect opportunity. He can't stay healthy.
It sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I got for the NBA. Do you have any NBA plays?
I just had Jazz -3. Have no clue what the score is. Honestly, let's see.
Do we know that they're playing right now? Who do they have?
They're playing. Yeah, they're playing Philly. They're down 5 at the moment. Okay. But a lot of game left.
Oh yeah, there's only 3 games in the NBA. See, that's the problem with this tonight. Is
Wednesday? I feel like that's where all the college games are. All of, like the hockey. Like I know there's a ton of hockey tonight, but.
Yeah, big shout out, by the way. The reason we didn't do the show yesterday, we were doing the Rock Around the 4 and 2 live show with Yinsers. We raised over $1,100 yesterday doing that. So although we had to push back Platt's picks today, I'm pretty sure that it was worth it to raise 100%. That. And we went over 9,000 total. So hopefully within the next week, we got one more week to go of the fundraiser. We can raise that last 1,000 and hit our 10K goal. Well, I say goal. Originally it was 7,500. I've adjusted the goal because of us doing so well. So big shout out to everybody that's been involved in any capacity, but definitely last night as well. Shout out to the Yinsers for joining me. I do have just one college basketball play here. Rutgers plus 13.5 at home against Purdue. They're currently up 5. They might, I mean, now I'm not saying that they're going to hold on and win this, but if you look at that adjusted then plus 13.5 plus they're up 5, they now have to lose by 19 points from this point forward for this bet to not hit.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw my Cornell pick last night. They have losing by 50.
What?
Like I had Cornell plus like 14. I put in the Discord. I was real confident they were 7-0 against the spread. They got killed by Virginia Tech. Like I think they have losing by like 40.
I did not see it.
Yeah.
You said Cornell, and in my head, I for some reason I was thinking Colgate. Doesn't Colgate play? They play Pitt tonight, right?
Yeah, they play Pitt tonight.
What do you think about that game? I know we might not be betting on it, but
Pitt is underdogs like 3.5 or something like that. I think I'm still not touching that game. I was actually listening to like Dickerson's show on the Fan on the way home from work, and at the end he was not him, but Zeiss was like, "Yeah, I don't think anybody's gonna watch this game." So.
Yeah, I mean, you have the obviously the Steeler game going on. If you're not watching that, I don't know. There's probably not too many Pitt Panther basketball fans that aren't also Steeler fans. So, but hey, I mean, Pitt, they put up a fight against Virginia.
They should have beat Virginia. They should have beat who was the other game? Virginia and Vanderbilt, I think it was.
Yeah, that 5-second violation was a little bit iffy, but they definitely it should have never come down to that. They blew that game down the stretch.
I mean, Vanderbilt didn't score for like 7 minutes, and they were still winning the game when they scored again. So that sucks.
But I will say, as a whole, that Pitt game against Virginia was the best game that they've played this year.
Yeah.
I know it's not saying much; they're 2-6 on the year, but
they fight hard. They just can't.
We might be able to circle back to that depending on, because I have a question regarding Pitt basketball that we might be able to come back to depending on where we're at with time. But I feel like we're going to be okay because we're already moving at a good pace here. So let's talk about tonight. Let's go to Thursday Night Football. I actually, I typically don't bet on Steeler games, but I had to put something on this. I feel terrible. The Steelers, this very well could cost them not only tonight, but a shot at the playoffs. Pat McAfee's super boost is plus 180 just for the Steelers to win this football game.
Okay.
I had to put something on that.
Yeah,
they're underdogs in this game, and I'm trying to figure out why. I mean, I understand Dalvin Cook's playing now with a second torn labrum. No Adam Thielen, though. They don't have either their best 2 pass rushers. I mean, I know that the Steelers are a middle of the pack team, but the Vikings, I know that they've been in a lot of games. They're 5-7 themselves. I don't see it, other than the fact that they're at home.
Yeah, that's just probably it. I actually have a lot of like props tonight, actually.
Yeah, I have 2, but go ahead.
I mean, actually, I have 2 props. It's for the same person, and I have 1 touchdown thing and then 1 game. Okay. And then there's a FanDuel thing I liked. So the first one is I have Najee Harris over 70.5 rushing yards. Okay. In the games that the Steelers have like want to stay close, they want to run the ball. Spend a first round pick on him. I know I'm beating the dead horse here, but just give him the ball. So I have him over 70.5. I have the over 18.5 rushing attempts. Then I have under 21.5 first half points. Same. I think both teams start out slow, and I just don't think there's much scoring in the first half. So I'm glad we're on the same side on that one. Now, this is basically bringing back that I hope Najee. So I have Najee Harris to have 100 rushing yards and score 1 touchdown. It's plus 390 on FanDuel. So
that's pretty solid. Yeah. Is that like one of those player combo? Like
it's like the game specials. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my last is a touchdown prop is Justin Jefferson to score a touchdown. Steelers secondary has me and you out there at this moment. You know, it's pretty beat up. You know, there's injuries everywhere. So
I'm curious to see what the game plan is for Justin Jefferson, because you don't have Adam Thielen to worry about. I still feel like Justin Jefferson's gonna get his, but like the Steelers with what they have right now, I don't see them shadowing. I think their best course of action would be to put Cam Sutton wherever he goes and have Minkah over top. I don't expect that to be the case. But hey, I mean, if Ahkello Witherspoon has another game like he did against the Ravens,
he played really good.
I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but if it were to happen, you obviously feel a little bit better about it. I'm surprised you didn't say anything for this guy. I don't know how you don't go Deontay Johnson over receptions right now until he goes under. Like I'm going over 6.5 receptions. That number is a little bit steep. I would rather have it at like 5.5, but I'll still go over 6.5 with a guy that is getting literally every single game double-digit targets. The problem is, the target volume is going to be there. Him and Ben have been on the same page a good portion of the season. It's not like a Ben and Claypool or Ben and James Washington connection. But if Ben's accuracy isn't there tonight, the targets are always going to be there. Will the reception number be there?
Yeah.
But I'm still until he goes under this number.
You just have to play this. Yeah.
I got a little 2-way parlay, like I said. Like I'm actually betting on the Steelers in this one, so I went under the 20. Did you say you got 21.5?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was at 22.5 when I got it, so that's even better. And then Steelers money line, and then a boost on FanDuel, Pat Freiermuth over 25 yards and a touchdown plus 400.
I saw that. Yeah. I like that too.
I like the one that you said about Najee though. What was it? Plus 390 for a touchdown and 100. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's doable.
Yeah. Oh, I also put like $2 on just like every primetime game. So Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night. I'll put like a few bucks on the players I think are going to score touchdowns. Game for both sides. So I put $2 on Najee, Deontay, Pat Freiermuth, and Justin Jefferson. And $5 would win 112.47.
Hey. It's nothing crazy either, So
yeah. Could very well happen. Who knows?
It could.
I mean, Ben, listen, I'm not saying like Ben has played well this year by any means or anything like that, but he's throwing at least one touchdown. He's got the longest streak of throwing at least one touchdown in the NFL. Now that I said that, he's probably going to break that tonight. But somebody's catching a touchdown pass for the Steelers.
Yeah.
Other NFL action throughout the week. Let's take a look at that. This is something that I just recently tapped into, as you can tell, with the under 22.5 tonight for the Steelers and Vikings, is under 21 in the Falcons and Panthers game on Sunday. These first half unders are something that I've really been looking at, because not every team, but a lot of teams around the league, and I especially think this is the case on Sunday with Carolina just firing Joe Brady last week, coming off bye as well. I just think that their offense is going to start out slow. I have no idea what it's going to look like. I'm going under 21 for the first half for that game.
Yeah, I mean, last week when we talked about the Steeler game, you said the under in the Steelers and Ravens. I was like, if you like the under, you might as well do the under first half. And the under first half was like, I think it was 22 again, and there was no sweat on that. And if you could have been sweating out the under on that 2-point conversion or whatever, depending on what you got it at, So I've been doing the first half unders as well. But let's see. Should I go one of my dog? So I have three underdogs this week.
Oh, well, I do too because of my upset parlay. But
watch it be the same teams. I'll do the upsets last. I'm doing Dallas -4.5.
Okay.
They finally got all their weapons back. I think Pollard is a little banged up, but they still got Cooper, Lamb. I think Gallup's back. Washington don't really scare me though. The only thing that would take me off that is if there's a lot of like money percentage on Dallas, so everyone's on Dallas, so then Vegas will win and they'll like Washington will cover. But I think Dallas wins this game by at least 10.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, Washington's been playing pretty solid as of late, right? Or they won 4 out of 5 or something, or
yeah. Yeah, they're 6-6 now.
Wow. So, yeah, they're right in the mix then, not just for a wild card, but even for the division, I guess, especially if they can somehow knock off Dallas this week.
Yeah. And Washington, real quick, Dallas, when they're away, 5-1 against the spread. And they're away this week.
What did you say it was? 4.5?
4.5. I got it at a couple days ago. So it obviously could have changed by now.
My two other straight bets before my parlay, I'm going Tampa Bay -3 over Buffalo. I do not like what I see from the Bills this year.
Yeah,
it's literally they're putting everything. I like Josh Allen a lot, but they are literally putting everything on him. They have no run game. The offensive line is not good enough to support it. I mean, he's got some weapons, obviously, when you have Stephon Diggs. Emmanuel Sanders is still okay. Dawson Knox has been all right. Like, he's having a little bit of a breakout, but since he broke his hand, he hasn't been that same player. And how could he be expected to catch the ball the same way with a broken hand? COVID Beasley, obviously a decent weapon. COVID Beasley. But, I mean, they're not taking the pressure off of Josh Allen at all. And then on the defensive side, like, New England pretty much said, we're going to run the ball every single play, and Buffalo still couldn't stop it.
I think them losing Tre'Davious White's going to hurt.
I was just about to say, listen, you know how both of us feel about Dane Jackson.
Yeah.
At least at this stage of his career, he is not Tre'Davious White.
Yeah, no. I mean, you're losing a lockdown corner and you're replacing him with a second-year guy that's not really locked down.
Like, Trey White is pretty much just a zone corner, and I'm not sure how much they use him in run support. Like, Dane Jackson, on the flip side of that, they maybe could use him more in that role.
Yeah.
But yeah, they need more from their back end of the defense. Like, I know that their safeties were getting roasted by the media.
Yeah.
They didn't want to answer questions, but I mean, listen, New England threw the ball 3 times in that football game, and they still won. Like I said, they were telling them. So what do you think?
Listen, we're going to run this right at you.
What do you think Tom Brady and company are going to do to them? So I like Tampa Bay to cover that. And then after getting their first win, I like Detroit to cover 10 plus 10 against the Denver Broncos. Denver's not built to do this to teams. Why are they favored by 2 scores? I just don't see it.
Yeah. So my other one, I know this was rough the last time they played, but I'm taking Vegas plus 9.5 against KC. It's at KC, but just kind of like it's the same situation. Like, KC's 8-4, Vegas is 6-6. Vegas has to win this game to like.
I hope they don't.
I mean, I hope they really don't either. But they can cover 9.5.
Yeah.
But if they want like any shot of the postseason, like, they have to win this game. 6-6, then they'll be 7-6 when KC would be 8-5. Like, it's right.
They win.
They're right in the thick of things. But if they lose, it's kind of looking rough for them in the postseason.
Yeah, especially depending on what Pittsburgh does tonight, what the Chargers do, what Cincinnati does. I mean, the AFC is crazy. I mean, the NFC kind of is too, because you could see a team under 500 make a wild card, one of those last couple of wild cards in the NFC.
Yeah.
My upset parlay for this week, I am going with Baltimore over Cleveland. Baltimore is currently underdogs.
Man. Okay.
Atlanta over Carolina. Like I said, I just don't trust Carolina with new offensive coordinator. I mean, even without that being the case. And then the Rams over the Cardinals. That's my 3-team upset parlay.
We have 2 of those 3 teams.
Okay.
So I like Baltimore to beat Cleveland. Cleveland just hasn't looked good this year. Bounce back for Lamar. It better happen because, in my fantasy league, me and this dude are fighting for the last spot, and we play each other this week. And I have Lamar.
Asked for.
And I don't have Jonathan Taylor this week. Of course.
Stinks. Yeah.
In one of the weeks where I need to win and get in, I don't have.
The only way that would be worse is Joe is in a league with a playoff start this week.
Yeah.
And the person doesn't have Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah. So, but in my other league, I have Jonathan Taylor, but I already clinched playoffs, so I'm just waiting on that. Then I have the Rams as well. Obviously, I love the Rams this year. I actually have a Super Bowl future on them, as you know. If you've been, so I really think that they'll get back on track here and beat Arizona.
Do you still trust them to win? Because I know you placed a future before the season for them to win the division. If they win this game,
if they lose
this game, I don't think that they're going.
If they
win this game, it's a shot.
Yeah, if they lose this game, that division shot. But I still think they win the Super Bowl, man. I just will not go against Aaron Donald. I know he don't play offense, but that offense is stacked.
Honestly, what's crazy to say because he looked like an MVP candidate the first 4 weeks. Matthew Stafford's the injury concerns are really the only thing that he's obviously not 100%, but is he going to be healthy enough throughout the playoffs?
Yeah.
He also, I know that he didn't have the team, but he doesn't have a track record of performing in the playoffs either. So that's a little bit of a question.
Yeah. Then my last pick, I don't really know why they are dogs, but I'm going Cincinnati Bengals plus 105 against the Niners. It's at Cincy. There's still that injury concern with the running back situation with the Niners. I think Elijah Mitchell's banged up, I believe. I don't know if Deebo Samuel's playing. I saw he didn't practice Wednesday, I think it was.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
I thought he was going to be back.
So that's a little bit concerned there. The Bengals could be out for blood. They almost won last week. They shot themselves in the foot at the beginning, dug themselves in that big hole. I think they bounce back, and they just need to keep winning because the AFC North is all over the place right now. Ravens are up there. The Bengals, Steelers are somehow still in it. And there's the Browns.
Yeah, I don't see anything about Deebo Samuel now, actually, now that I'm looking at it. So, yeah, as of, I guess he still hasn't returned to practice.
Okay, I was just saying, because I have been at ESPN Fantasy League, and it still says, questionable by his name or something.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to be their running back situation, because like you said, Elijah Mitchell's banged up. Jeff Wilson Jr. is also trying to clear concussion protocol this week before the game. So, I mean, who knows what that situation is going to be. I think on the Bengals side of things, though, there's some concern about Burrow has a finger issue, right?
Yeah.
Didn't he hurt his finger in that game against the Chargers?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe that's playing into that, why they're underdogs at home.
Yeah, maybe. But I'm just backing the home dog there.
Yeah. I almost threw them on here. There's probably more than, this is a rare week where I think that there's 4 or 5 options to look at for upsets.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So, but that's it as far as betting. I know we wanted to touch on
real quick before the Heisman, because I already texted you about this. I put a future in for a defensive player of the year. Trent Jordan Watt. It's at plus 200 when I got it in last Sunday. He has 16 sacks in 10 games. That is absurd. Now, I do have a question for you. If the Steelers miss the playoffs, do you still think TJ gets it? That's just my concern, because I don't even know if the Steelers will make the playoffs. But on the other hand, if he breaks the sack record, and he don't get it, what else does he have to do? Because he got robbed last year, in my opinion. This year, like I said, he has 16 sacks in 10 games. And the record's 22 and a half, I think it is.
Yeah.
So if he breaks that, I just feel like he has to get it. But if he doesn't break it, the Steelers miss the playoffs. And let's say the Browns end up making the playoffs. Do they give it to Miles because his team made the playoffs? That's just the only thing that scares me.
I mean, yeah, I think that's a fair question. I'm not sure, going back in history, how many Defensive Player of the Year guys have not made the playoffs. Like off the top of my head, I can't think of any. So
because the years that Aaron Donald won, they went like 13-3. I forget their record last year. I think it was like 12-4, and then they were 12-4 another year. Like, I don't know. I think even if the Steelers missed the playoffs, that award should be TJ's. At this moment?
Okay, the Raiders in 2000. Oh no, was that the year the Raiders were good? 2016. Was that the year that Carr got hurt?
I think. Let's see. 2016. So they finished second that year, but they finished. They were. Where's it at? Okay, it just went away. 2016 Raiders record. They were 12-4 in 2016. I would assume they made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they lost the Texans.
So it looks like the worst that I can find is 2014. JJ Watt won it, and his team was 9-7.
Yeah.
That's as bad as I can find.
Yes, Jordan Addison won it.
Oh, nice.
Let's go.
I didn't know that they were announcing that tonight.
Yep, it's Thursday. Let's go.
Congratulations to Jordan Addison.
Let's go. And while we're talking about that, Heisman talk this Saturday, 8 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Who do you?
I mean, Bryce Young's winning it. I like the performance that he had against Georgia too. Like, you even if you can argue that they went into it, him and Pickett, like neck and neck, and Kenny Pickett had a fine game against Wake Forest. Don't get me wrong, but for Bryce Young to do that against the number one team in the number one defense, the best defense that we've seen in some time in college football, I mean, I feel like he kind of put a stamp on it.
Yeah, I think Pickett had like a legit shot until Saturday when Bryce Young tore apart that best defense in college. So I kind of hope he finishes second, but I honestly would be shocked if it's not Bryce Young. Honestly.
Yeah.
At this point.
Same.
Sucks, but and now Pickett might not play in the bowl game, but whatever. I'm fine with that. He brought home the ACC ship.
Yeah, I mean that was the goal that he set out to get. Do you think it's more about protecting himself or the whole Whipple situation?
I heard a rumor that the only reason he came back is if Whipple was here.
Okay.
So I think it's Whipple, but there were tweets out a couple weeks ago that apparently this was already agreed upon, that Whipple was leaving after the ACC championship.
That's what I'm saying. I know in the heat of the moment after winning the ACC championship game, like
it's such a weird time to leave because he went on that recruiting visit and then the next day, like he went to some recruit's house. It was like, yeah, come to Pitt, and then the next day, there's that rumor that he was interviewing at Nebraska.
Mm-hmm. And from what I understand, he got like a pay raise, like twice his salary.
Yeah, so, and there's that rumor that Spencer Rattler is going there.
Oh,
that he visited there or something. So,
I mean, yeah, I can't blame the guy for leaving, especially like when the gettings. You look around the country and these coaches and these coordinators is getting paid.
Yeah,
you got to go when the getting's good. You know, Kenny Pickett.
I hope they give the OC to Brennan.
Yeah,
the wide receiver.
Yeah,
coach.
it seems like the players are kind of pushing for it. I mean, you see those types of promotions all the time. I mean, I know we're talking about receiver coach to offensive coordinator as opposed to DC to head coach. But you see the way that the Notre Dame players really rallied around Freeman being named head coach.
Players, I don't know if you follow him on Instagram, but he always posts videos of with the kids, just dancing and stuff. I just feel like that the team loves him, and the wide receivers took a huge leap this year with him brought on. So
hey, Jordan Addison,
the GOAT.
And then I wanted to obviously, like I said, I wanted to circle back to Pitt basketball just real quick before we get out of here. How much more time do you think Jeff Capel has?
This is it.
The season, the whole season, you think? Or?
I would give him the season, and then that's it. I mean, if you look at it, this team right now is worse than Stallings' team. They have no scoring. The only good player they have is John Ugley. That's it.
Yeah.
He brought those recruits in, and they all left the same year, and there was just no plan to bring anybody else in. He can't coach. It just looks like you're playing pickup basketball when everyone just runs screens and roll. There's no plays being ran. It was a great hire at the time. I just think he's done, personally. And I was one of his biggest fans.
I know. Yeah. Like you said, love the hire at the time. I'm very surprised at the way that it's played out here. I never would have thought that, Pat Narduzzi would have a more successful tenure.
Yeah. I mean, he had a team, he had the players around it, and lost it all. Xavier Johnson's looking good in Indiana. Tony's looking good in Arkansas. Forget his name, but he transferred to St. Bonnie's center from last year. Koulibaly, whatever his name. I think that's his name.
Hey, who's the guy that we hated?
Tyrell Brown.
Yeah.
He's somewhere, dude. I forget where he's at. He is useless though. Just couldn't do a thing. But I would probably give him this year, but I mean, and their biggest recruit, 5-star, he decommitted after the first game. After they lost to whoever they lost to.
Yeah, he's probably in attendance.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, I'm not coming here for this. There's 10 people at this game. I'm not coming here. But yeah.
Tyrell Brown is San Diego.
Yeah, that's right.
Toreros. Yeah.
That's right.
Interesting. Averaging 8-8 on the season. Is Jeff Capel the problem?
Could be.
I don't know. Anything else?
That is all.
Well, we got a Steeler game coming up here in a few minutes.
To either be happy about or very upset about.
And then I have a 6:30 alarm tomorrow morning, so that's always fun. Especially after a Steeler game. No, but other than that, listen, so 1 week from today is when the GoFundMe ends. It will, at that point, stop being able to accept donations. So we got one more week to try to hit that 10K. Got to have a cutoff point at some point. I'd love to keep it going forever, but I need to know exactly how much money we got so I can know how many families we're to be able to help out. I actually put together a little bit of a list. So if anybody's still in here that has donated to this, as we sit here right now, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I talked about the number of families that we're always able to help, but I think that this number is even cooler. So far, 19 kids are going to have their Christmas completely taken care of because of the donations for Rock Around 412. And it's going to be higher than that because I'm not even nearly done. I think that is just within 6 families or so, 5 or 6 families. So a couple of those are 4-kid households. There's some that are, a couple of those are just 1, but either way, so far 19 kids going to have their Christmas completely taken care of. Thanks to Rock Around the 412. So shout out to everybody that's involved in that.
That's awesome.
Shout out to all the Platts Picks viewers, everybody in the Discord. You got to get in the Discord. You can win a bunch of money and then donate it back to Rock Around the 412.
There you go.
Illinois does.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, appreciate everybody that's been watching the show. It's been a lot of fun doing this. We will be back next week, hopefully, to talk about a lot more green. We love seeing green, hate seeing red. Until next week, we wish you the best of luck on all your picks, and we'll talk to you then. Bye-bye.